Welcome back to the Underground Station, Creatives Around the World, a special initiative under Nothing But the Arts Incorporated. I'm Star Jackson, aka Star J, and I am your host today. And today on Creatives Around the World, we have a special guest, Dae'Vencia.
Hey,
welcome.
Thank you.
How are you? Long time no see.
I know. It's been a minute. We went to middle school together. We went to high school together. It's been a minute, but I'm doing well today. On today's day, I'm doing amazing. So.
Nice. And just how are you since the pandemic, mentally and everything like that?
Child, better. I feel like the pandemic was crazy. Mm-hmm. And the recovery process was even crazier. But I feel like I'm just now starting to get back to like me. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that for you.
Thank you.
Well, artists now, music, I did not know that. So yes, I'm really, happy to have you on here to discuss about your journey. Tell us, how did you get into music?
So, I feel like I was born into it for real. I wrote my first song at 7 with my father. So my father kind of introduced me to music and writing and stuff like that. His brother was into it a lot. I grew up in church, so I grew up singing in the choir. Right. So I was always into music. My mom played a lot of like Prince, Erykah Badu, Sade, a lot in the car. She was really into music. And I think it was healing for her. And so as a child, like I remember if a song plays, a vivid memory will pop up for me.
Same.
Music is like my heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's definitely a healing thing. Music is definitely a healing thing.
It is.
What are some things that you like to do outside of music?
Well, we went to Thomas Pullen. I changed my focus from, I was a visual arts major at first. No. So,
you was art?
No, yes. 6th grade, I was with Miss Miller and Miss Hyman. I was a visual art major. I drew self-portraits. I made all of these things that I don't have nothing to show for. I'm kind of mad at myself. And believe it or not, I changed my major because I was following other people. Yeah. But it ended up being one of the best things that ever happened to me. So I changed my major to dance in 7th grade. And I've been dancing ever since. I've trained in dance for 10 plus years. I am currently a dance teacher at Nima Dance Collective. We are running summer camp right now with the kiddos. So dance has been life, but I am learning now as I got older how dance and music always have married, and why I was able to fall into dance like that is because of my love for music.
That's crazy. I always thought you were a dance major, but like I tell people, going to a performing arts school it's such a blessing because we get to dabble in so many creative fields.
The opportunity that we were given for free,
right?
Insane.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that until as an adult. We just had a lot of opportunities there, and even going to high school, being a part of their creative department as well. So it really plays a big part of our life.
It's beautiful. I'm so glad that my mom did it. Performing our schools pretty much all our lives. 1st grade to 12th grade, and then I went to Tulsa for a little bit, came home and started teaching. So
yeah. How's it being a dance teacher?
It is interesting. Every time I'm pouring into them and giving them my all, it's a mirror right in front of me. That's what I've been saying a lot lately. So everything that I tell them is always boomeranging back to me. So they are, as I'm teaching them, they are also teaching me.
Nice.
I love it though. I love my kids.
That's so nice. That's so nice.
Yeah,
I love that for you.
Thank you.
So getting a little bit into your music, how would you describe your style of music?
That's a good question because I never really put a label to it. I'm kind of big on labels, but I guess R&B, pretty much.
Okay.
I guess I'm an R&B girly, so yeah. R&B.
Okay. I love that for you. Any artists that inspired you? I know you said you grew up listening to Sade. Just back in the day type of artists. Who inspired you?
India Irie. When I was younger, India Irie.
Okay.
Erykah Badu. Those are the two names that are kind of coming up for me right now. Beyonce, Destiny's Child, that era. But high school to now, I remember artists that I clung to. Janae Aiko, Kalani.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm sleeping right now. Yeah. Different artists that I clung to. And then I have artist friends. Bree, Kennedy. I've just been surrounded by amazing singers in my headphones and in my life. So, yeah.
So getting into your project, not Nature's Key, EP 2022 project. Amazing project. I love listening to it. Again, I didn't know you did music, so I was just like, this is this is a vibe. Yeah. I'm liking this. Explain that project to us. How was it creating that project?
It was a healing experience when I was in a really dark place, and a close friend of mine told me, like, you have to get up and, like, you have something to say. So you have to do music, you have to write, you have to. A lot of people don't know that I've always been into music, but me and music have had a love-hate relationship. I used to post singing videos, actually, in high school, when I was, even prior to high school, middle school, and I would get bullied. I would get talked about, and so I deleted them, and I was always, like, really self-critical of my voice. But it was always, like, my secret passion since I was little. So this project was big because I didn't want to. I didn't want to do it. I was scared. I didn't feel confident. But then when I put my pen to paper, it was just like, so it was a healing. Like, I'm pouring my all into this paper and putting it into the mic, and I'm releasing it. So
well, I'm glad that you did, and you let your creativity flow through you, and you're using your music to really just tell your story and let your emotions out and your feelings out. I think that's an amazing thing, because you never know what your creativity, or who your creativity can inspire. It's people that all over the world that just tuning in.
That's a good point.
Everywhere.
It's true.
You never know who's supporting you. So I'm saying right now, continue to keep going. Don't stop.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Like,
to it.
My friends will post a screenshot of my song sometimes. I'm like, oh, y'all really listening? Like, I don't know. I just never felt like anybody would really want to hear what I had to say, or if I was good enough. But that's changing. It has changed over time.
How would you say, I know you said you kind of got bullied, when you used to post videos and stuff like that. How is that, like, how is it different now for you?
It's different now because I'm not really battling or wrestling with anybody outside of me. My biggest bully is myself. So that's the big difference. Nobody outside of me is currently putting me down, telling me I can't do it. It's really just me versus me. So I guess that you could say that would be the difference. Me just constantly pouring into myself, making sure I'm taking care of myself, taking care of my mental health, and just realizing who I am every day.
Right. So how long did it take you to actually work on your EP and then release it?
Not long, actually. I probably a few months. Yeah. Okay. And it doesn't take, and I wrote everything, and it also doesn't take me that long to write. Period. Okay.
How would
it was
you
pretty quick.
Say your writing style is? Like, do you start with your intro, your chorus, or like, how do you start?
Honestly, I write like I'm rapping.
Okay.
Like, I be feeling like a rapper sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes I put on a beat, and then I would just go in. Sometimes something will happen, and I just go right. But my writing style pretty much is just like, my first line will be that, and then I'll try to just build on the first line, and then I create a story out of what I'm saying. I don't ever go in with like okay, I'm going to write about this, unless something happens and I want to vent real quick.
And I know you say you do poetry too. Do you feel like that plays a part in just your writing and how your music flows as well? Yeah,
I do. I don't know. You're asking me questions. I like this because you're asking me questions that I've never heard. I've never even thought about. I'm just like, how do I think of myself? You know what I mean? Like, I always find myself like admiring other artists, but forgetting that I am actually an artist as well. Like, you know what I mean?
You have to love your creativity and your art.
I agree.
Nobody else is, but you gotta. Nobody else may not, but you always have to put your best foot forward. And like, I'm here, I'm showing up for myself, and you can choose to support me or not.
It's true.
Period. So I really like the song "Blocked."
Girl, everybody loves that song. My daughter sings it all the time. I'm like, ooh, it makes me feel good when she starts singing.
Yes. So your song "Blocked" featured Tazzy Kulando.
Oh
yes, I like that song. That's my song. But let's get into it. Who are you blocking? What's that?
So yes, I was in a very toxic and abusive relationship. And it would be just a whole bunch of like texts, a lot of paragraphs that I just couldn't like. It was messing with me mentally reading it, and then I did a lot of during that time. I did a lot of like I would take what that person was saying and make it my truth because I was struggling with my self-worth. I was struggling with all of that, and I thought that it started in that relationship, but it actually was just always there, and that relationship just put it in the forefront. So he got blocked because I'm not about to keep subjecting myself to this nonsense, all of these word curses, all of these things that are not true about me, but for a long time I believed everything. And I made that person's view of me my view of me, and that's where I went wrong. Lost myself. So I had to block it out.
I love it. How did you, find yourself again after this project?
Really, it was just after the project, me and God for real. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. My spiritual life, my relationship with God is what the reason why I'm here today, and two, the reason why I know who I am, what I am, because I know that I am who God says that I am. But it's easy to forget that a lot in life because you take other people's words and other people become God in your life. And so I really had to sit down with God, like, all right, sit down with self, like, okay, who are you? Like, look in the mirror. Do you love what you see? Do you appreciate yourself? Like, I will go back and see pictures of myself like, I just was gone. I wasn't there. So, I had to start loving me. I had to start putting me first and realize that putting me first is putting God first. So,
I feel like, because I'm big on energy, but I feel like your energy now is just like really, it's strong and bold, and you're sitting here really confident, and that's amazing. Like,
wow.
That's good.
I'm glad that you feel that because I be in my body like, ugh. But I'm not even gonna lie, I feel it too. Every time I speak, I always ask my higher self to speak through me. I just feel like for a long time, my voice was just silenced. I remember times in life where I felt like I didn't have a voice or I didn't speak up for myself. And so me actually singing out and using my voice now, it's like, I'm sitting here thinking about it. It's honestly bigger than I actually thought.
Because the people want to hear the voice, okay?
Yes.
The people want to hear the voice.
Yes.
So, Not My Fault. I love that song too. It feels like a woman empowerment type of song to me. How did you feel making that?
It felt good. And I saying I'm that girl over and over again, it really like, I'm like, okay, I really am. Like, when did I forget that I was? So it was for women, absolutely, but the making of that song was really like me just talking to me. Really trying to tell myself. I had to tell myself things that were not real to me at the time until I believed it. So that was my strategy.
I feel like I can see a video with that song. Like, are we expecting any video?
You know what I mean? Yes. Visuals should be coming out. I do have a video out to Stable Minds. Tazzy Pulando has that on his EP, but I kind of redid it and made it an acoustic version on mine. But I have a video out. I do need to work on visuals. Like, this is my push to actually do it. But
Yes, you get out there and do it.
Yes, ma'am.
But you already answered the question. You already write your own music, so again, you put all your emotions and feelings into your music. I just love listening to the project and the way that it flows. And I don't know, it spoke to me in a way as well. I feel like, as women, I'm not trying to make this like a relationship podcast.
I mean, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. We can talk about whatever.
But it just really spoke to me, and like, what did you want your audience to get from this project?
I'm gonna go back to the word you said, flow. So my strategy was, okay, I'm gonna start it off, I'm healing, I'm mad, I'm hurt, I'm stressed, and then like as you're listening, I wanted my audience to hear my healing through. That was my mindset. Okay, like I don't want to end this negative. I want y'all to know that I'm still healing, but this was my journey, this is my story. So
How do you heal? Like, what is your healing process like?
Girl, Getting out of my head. Like, I lived in here a lot. Even to this day, I'm much more aware now. I'm much more, like, cognizant. If I'm sitting too long, I'm like, all right, Dae'Vencia. You know, like, even if it's in the car driving and I'm like, okay, what you thinking about? So just talking to myself. Like, one of my close friends, Brianna, she was like, Dae'Vencia, you're not talking to yourself. I can tell you're not talking to yourself. Like, talk to yourself, check in with yourself, ask yourself questions. I was so busy trying to pour into everybody else that I was neglecting myself. I know we all do it, but like, I felt like I was just doing it to the extreme. It's just like I'm avoiding something within myself because I'm choosing all of these projects, I'm picking all of these pieces, but I'm neglecting the biggest thing. Because how in the world can I pour from an empty cup? I don't even know. I was trying to find myself through others first, without sitting with myself first, and then connecting with others, and then, you know what I mean? So it was just a balancing act. So just putting myself first. Focusing.
I love that. Oftentimes we do forget to actually put ourselves first. And, you know, just make time for ourselves. Like, we always want to go, always busy, but actually sitting and resting and just making that time for ourselves can really help us along our journey as well as our creative journey as well. So I love that for you.
Thank you.
Love that for you.
I appreciate it.
So your vibe reminds me of Summer Walker a little bit.
You're not the first person that said that, actually. I've heard that already. Wow.
It was giving.
It's a compliment.
Yeah.
I forgot Summer Walker when I was talking about the artist.
Artist inspired you?
Yes.
Yeah.
She inspires me a lot. When I'm listening to music, and Alex Isley as well.
I love Alex.
Yeah, like, I'm listening to tone, I'm listening to melodies, and I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, all of those things. And so, Summer Walker heavily influenced me. Not even consciously, but like, I love her music. I also love the way she kind of just said how it was. She put it all up in there, no matter how it sounded, no matter how, you know what I mean, crazy it sounded. She kind of just put it out there, because essentially artists are just saying what everybody else is thinking, or what you're not, what you're not saying out loud. You may say it to your close people, but you're not like outwardly saying this is how I feel. So I love Summer.
Okay. So I wrote in my notes, Stable Mind. A song that literally almost brought me to tears. What are some things you want to say about relationships and, you know, knowing when to leave and just like for self-worth alone?
I would say never let it get to the point where you feel like you're about to lose yourself completely. Like, I had gotten to a point where I felt like, hold on now, you got lashes on. Okay.
This is face.
It is. I feel like I got to the point one time where I was about to really lose my mind. Like, I didn't even know. I couldn't differentiate what was real and what wasn't. Like, it had gotten bad. And so never let it get to the point where it gets like that. Like, the minute you feel like something is not for you, the minute you feel like someone is not for you, go, because God has something better. And I've learned, but when you're in it, it's hard, because it's like, I'm the type of person, I'm very optimistic. Like, I'll turn a negative thought into a positive thought. And I was just talking to my mom about this the other day. We do a lot of looking at somebody else's baggage like, you know what, that's fucked up, but it's okay, we'll deal with it, it's fine. But then we don't give ourselves that same grace. So it's just like, no, I'm not going to lose myself to try to hold on to this when something better is there for me.
Right. I love that, giving ourselves grace. Like, we got to out here. We got to. Okay, what are some challenges when it comes to being an artist, and how are you overcoming those things?
Comparison. And not just even just being an artist, just being a human being in general. Comparison. Comparing your journey to someone else's, comparing your voice to someone else's, comparing your success to someone else's, or just looking at someone else's life and trying to make it make sense. It's not going to make sense. There's only one you. You only have one path, one journey, and God is strategically like designing it. And so there's no way I can be inspired, but I used to like the self-worth wasn't working because I'm like looking at all of these other, not even just big artists. I'm talking about, just
Local,
looking,
like why
just, and not even just artists. It could be someone, not even just singers. I'm sorry. It could be someone who I like their style. I like the way they dress, or someone who I like the way they decorate their home, because I wouldn't just box myself in and say I'm a singer. I'm a creative artist, so I have my hand literally in everything. Yep. And whatever I'm focusing on, I'm trying to balance, because I don't want to box myself in, but I know that I need to like focus on a thing, master it, and then now I'm gonna move on to this. But yeah, it was just a whole bunch of comparison, and I had to just realize, like, okay, Dae'Vencia, you're amazing. Yeah. And you can't see yourself because you're in your body. Yeah. But stop doing that.
I want to go back to that point where you say, like, not boxing yourself in and just having your hands in so many things. I feel like as creatives, like, our mind is just going to run. Like, we just have so much in our brain that we want to release and dabble in and tap into. So it does get hard, because even for me, like, I like to tap into a lot of things, because going to performing art schools, being in the arts.
We literally did everything. You're going from chorus to dance to drama in a day. And so it's just like we weren't taught to box ourselves in. So that's why. I'm a bartender at my job. I work at Best Boys and Poets, and I'm a bartender. So the art of bartending is always like really like. I like making drinks. I like making things look pretty, and so I don't want to box myself in. So
Okay, we can't box ourselves in. There's too much creativity out there. So any new projects to come? We want more.
Okay, I'm gonna get myself together. One of my goals is to write a song a day. Have I done that yet? No. Am I going to get it together?
Yeah.
Yes. I have a lot to say. I do need to do that. Yeah. So yes, I don't know when, but it's coming.
Okay. Well, we want to hear more.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't drag it out now.
You're right. I'm gonna get it together.
What are some things you want to accomplish as an artist?
I want to. I don't know. I want to make people feel good. Like my prayer is always to, after somebody experiences me or encounters me, I want them to feel like, wow, that was an amazing feeling, or wow, I felt the presence of God. So I just want people to feel good. I want people to be motivated to do what they love.
Yeah. Okay. So since your project has been released, are you ready for dating? Is it anything new in that area?
Oh, girl, my stomach just jumped. Oh, God, I saw that question. I was like, And then I called my person. I'm like, so I'm like, yes, I am dating. Okay. And, yeah.
Love that for you. Love that for you, though.
Thank you.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
We already talked about us going to art school and stuff like that, so we really, know the importance of it. But, can you just say a little bit about why you think it's important to have the arts in communities and schools?
Yes. I think it's important because I feel like all children are born with some type of creative something. Like, there's something in us all creatively that needs to be fed, needs to be nurtured, and so it's very important. If I didn't go to the schools that I went to, I don't know who I would be. And so I think a lot of kids are struggling to focus in school, because they're not doing either what their purpose is, or they're just, you know what I mean? Like, it's important to the fact that yes, we still did math and science, but I'm about to go to dance class, I'm about to go make some pottery real quick. Like, everybody didn't get to experience that. And so, I think it's really important. I think every school should have a performing arts something. Yeah,
I love it. All right, so just to wrap us up here a little bit, what can we expect next?
In 2020, I launched a business called Juiced Up.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was a juicing business, but I do want to branch out and make it more than that.
Okay.
I still want to serve juices, but I also, the term juiced up, I want people to feel juiced up about their passion. And so, I'm going to get back into that and just keep doing me.
Love that.
Thank you.
Love that. And then one more question. Any like celebrities or like local artists that you want to work with coming in your upcoming project?
Oh, that's a good question, Star. Interesting. I will have to think about that.
Okay. Well, we'll be looking out for the project.
Yes.
We will.
You might see my friends from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Anything else you want to say to the people, encouragement or anything else?
Yes, I'm gonna look to this camera. Be yourself. Love yourself. Don't deny yourself. Don't feel like you have to be something just because somebody said you have to be, your mama, society, social media, whoever. Be yourself, love yourself, and you will win.
Love it. Well, thank you, Dae'Vencia.
Thank you, Star.
It was so nice seeing you again and just having you up here on our platform and talking about your journey. So, wishing you all the best. Continue with your music. Keep your head up.
Yes,
I really want to hear more from you. Again, the project, amazing. So, continue just going. And
I'm going to. This is really for real. This is really helping me. Yeah, I'm going to do it.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
And, thank you again.
Thank you, Star. Yay.